On this date in Twisted History, on April the 22nd, 238 CE, the year 238 CE became known as the Year of the Six Emperors. It was on this date that the Roman Senate outlawed the current emperor, Maximinus Thrax, for being an overall just unlikable murdering swine, and nominated Pupienus and Balbinus as co-emperors. I know, that only makes 3 so far, and just like in a Doctor Who episode, when it's named The Five Doctors, you expect there to be 5 doctors, and that the doctors will save the Earth, or the universe, or even time itself. Well, this is the Roman Empire. Be prepared to be disappointed. The other 3 emperors were Gordian I, his son Gordian II, and his grandson Gordian III, rounding out all 6. Before Pupienus and Balbinus were nominated, Gordian I became emperor when the people of his province have had enough of Maximinus Thrax's shenanigans and asked him to proclaim himself as emperor and depose Maximinus Thrax. He decided he'd do that, but because he was 80 years old, he also named his son Gordian II as co-emperor. So let's start the count. We're up to 3: Thrax, Gordian I, and Gordian II. Thrax, who was outlawed by the Roman Senate, still had an army and wasn't about to relinquish control without a fight. Unfortunately, Gordian I and Gordian II didn't have enough time to make plans to fight Maximinus Thrax. Why? Because an old enemy, Capulinus, the governor of the neighboring province, Numidia, showed up. He didn't want the throne. He just didn't want Gordian or his son getting it. Capulinus sent his army against the army of Gordian I and Gordian II and defeated it. Gordian II was killed during the battle, and Gordian I became so distraught that he killed himself. In total, Gordian I and Gordian II didn't even last 20 days as co-emperors. This left Maximinus Thrax as the outlawed emperor. The Roman Senate learned of this, and on April 22, 238, the senators named Pupienus and Balbinus, both elderly men, as co-emperors. So now we're up to 5. Thrax outlawed, Gordian I dead, Gordian II dead, and Pupienus and Balbinus still alive. The people of Rome were not happy. They hated the 2 old geezers, Pupienus and Balbinus. To appease the disgruntled populace, the Senate then appointed the 13-year-old son and grandson of Gordian II and Gordian I, Gordian III, as co-emperor with Pupienus and Balbinus. And there you have it, 6 emperors, 1 year. 1 outlawed, 2 dead, 2 not dead but shaking the bony hands of death, and a 13-year-old boy. It didn't last long. The soldiers of Maximinus Thrax also got tired of his incompetence and killed him. So that left only Gordian III, Balbinus, and Pupienus to run the Roman Empire. That also did not last long. Balbinus and Pupienus did not trust each other and were always bickering and sniping at one another instead of competently running the empire. The Praetorian Guard quickly got tired of it and took a hint from Maximinus's army. During a rather contentious bitch fest between Balbinus and Pupienus, the Praetorian Guard dragged them outside and killed them. This left Gordian III as sole emperor in 238. And that was the year of the 6 emperors. There can be only one. Thank you for watching Twisted History. Remember when your parents told you to share your toys and you said no? Well, you're an adult now. So share Twisted History. And then tell your parents so they'll be proud of you like I am.